Hello everyone. The owl is here. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day and welcome to the brush. Hey Flofi, how are you? Just a sad raccoon. Ooh, owls. Owl army. Okay. So I don't know if I need to keep giving an introduction for oh, by the way, Flofi, I hope you're doing well today as well. Oh, did I say that already? I'm confusing myself. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I should keep doing an introduction every single live stream. But I guess I'll just do it again today. But so today today's Tuesday, so we're doing 3D modeling today for my indie game Dual Trigger. Let me show the example of my indie game here. It's a run and gun 2D platformer, and on Sundays I play Noita. So be sure to tune in for that if you're interested. I didn't really plan any particular 3D model that I was going to do today, so let's just open up the program and see what we have. And then I'll bring up the comment section chat box. Just a sad raccoon says, thank you for asking. Or, let's see. I'm doing good. How about you? I'm good as well. Thank you. Oh, very nice. Okay, so we have... I was working on the Chinatown last time, but I think I wanted to do the... it was like an antebellum town that I had. So maybe it's... Wait a minute. Let me know if there's any lag too. I think I hope I solved my lag problem, but I'm not completely sure. So I'm going to backgrounds and then let's see if this is the right file. Oh, yeah. Just a sad raccoon says, it looks super neat. How does the game work? Well, it's a 2D platformer, so it's pretty simple. A lot of people who make video games, like indie developers, the 2D platformer is like the very basic style of game. You'll probably just use your directional keys, and it's... Let me see here. So I have a sight for aiming, and then you'll just go linearly from left to right to the end of the level, and then you have to fight the different enemies as you go by, and then at the end there's going to be a boss. So I'm planning on having 5 levels, and then after each level there's a boss you have to fight. So right now, this is the house that I just made last time I was working on this particular area. What I wanted to make, I think, for this level next is I wanted to make a schoolhouse where you can walk inside and then you'll see the school chairs, the classroom chairs in a row as you're running by. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Just a sad raccoon says, ooh, I see. Thank you for explaining. It seems really fun. Hopefully. Hopefully. Let me put up my... Whoop. Where Shift 1. My work sign. Nice that you could make it today as well. What am I doing? Let me look at the reference photos. So these are the types of buildings that I'm trying to make. And then like this is the interior of the school, the classroom. But I think I want to make it look a little fancier than just that. Let me start up some music. Right now I'm just using my media player. I think when I have my browser up, everything starts to slow down, so I decided just to see if I could do it this way. Let me know if that's too loud. Let me see if I can get some inspiration based on the previous buildings I made. So I really love that idea. Are there any more buildings you would like to add? It's all good from my end. Oh, that's great. I'm just thinking if, well, a lot of the things I have here are kind of squarish looking, right? If you look. But then I made this one, which has this round portion at the circular area at one end. Well, for sure, I want to have a staircase, I think. Wait a minute. Maybe something like that I made earlier. Just a sad raccoon says, "I love your attention owl at work sign." I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I like to put like little teeny details here and there. It's fun. It looks really cool. Thank you. But I have a lot of other expressions and things for this model that I made. But while I'm working, it's hard to remember all the shortcut keys and if they actually exist or not, because I forget I even made them. Oop. I'm gonna make some more space on this end. happened here? I guess I duplicated something. Looks all funky. I kind of like this. Maybe I'll add that here. So I'll have, okay, let's see if I'll copy this wooden panel back here. Oh, this is, it's not, the staircase is not visible for some reason. And put keyframes in there that aren't supposed to be there, so I'll delete keyframes. Oh no, delete this one, and then wait, it's not right. Why'd it go away? Okay. Earlier on when I was making this, I didn't learn how to do animation yet, so I was just modeling, and then my keyframe section here, it was like inputting keyframes into an animation. So I was modeling, and then pieces would be shifting from this side to that side. I was like, what's going on? But now I know I know the reason for that, and then all I have to do is just delete all the keyframes on it. They're located in this box here, the yellow diamonds. For sure, for sure. Oh, I see. What made you want to do game designing? So I like making stories. So I do. I'm making a comic book too. But I think that if we're talking about what's more profitable, I think if you pull it off right, I think game design might be better for selling as a digital product. So I figured, like after COVID, we were all stuck at home for a while, and I'm trying to figure out like how I can do something from home. And then game design popped up as one idea of something I could do. And since I'm into art, I just tried to channel that into learning game design also. So I started learning Blender 3D modeling. And then when you learn Blender, it's useful for all kinds of other things as well. Yes, I love the comics. Thank you. I see. So the comic book, I am working on the third chapter, but the third chapter I have most of the pages laid out. And then even though I have the pages laid out, I think I was working on a different project and then I stopped that. And so whenever I shift to another project, I have to get back in the mode and try to collect my thoughts again. So that can be kind of difficult. I was doing in-person sales recently. I was doing an art table at an art walk. And so that takes up a lot of work too, like to prepare all the items. I was learning how to do like, recently I was learning how to do screen printing for t-shirts. And then I have these like little shrink plastic epoxy keychains that I was making also. And then also a clear acrylic with some gold vinyl on it. But then all those things take time to learn and then take time to make. And then I was trying to figure out how to get it like a cash flow right away. And then everything kind of like piles up on each other. And then pretty soon I'm like, there's so many things for me to do. And I'm like, I don't know which one to do first. So yeah, unfortunately. But I figure if I have live streams like this, I can just force myself to do 3D modeling at least once a week, even if I get distracted with other projects. So what are we gonna do here? That's completely understandable, especially as a creative person. There are so many ideas to pursue and learn. How long have you been 3D modeling for? Well, I started, I think, probably September or October of 2022. So not that long, but I spent a lot of time studying how to use it. Like when I learn something, I learn it all out, I guess. And then I kind of put down some other things that I was working on, learning before. I like learning languages. I haven't really done that in quite some time. Hopefully when I get to affiliate, I'll have like a language prompt, maybe. That's really awesome. I hope that it's a my tongue. I hope it's a success for you. It really already looks super promising. I'm excited to see it all coming together. Yeah, I'm hoping everything goes smoothly. So I went on vacation recently, and then I took a notebook with me. I filled in some more details about the story. But I have a villain for the story, but I'm still trying to figure out her motivation. So I was thinking about it. I see. What kind of story are you planning to create? So what I was thinking, I don't have all the details down, of course, but I was going to try playing with the idea of the Wild West. You know, during that time, they had the gold rush, I believe. And there's also, I could be mixing up the time a little bit, but there's also the issues with the transcontinental railroad. I was gonna try to figure out how to put that into the story, but it's a steampunk world, so it's not exactly the same. So I was doing research recently on the transcontinental railroad, about I think it was the Pacific Union, or was it? I can't even remember the names. Mayatari, hey, how are you? First time chat. Hope you're doing well. So one part of it's going to be about the gold rush in a steampunk universe, and then there's also the transcontinental railroad. One of the characters is going to be working on the railroad, and then the main character has to find somebody on the train, so he hops on there, and then you'll be fighting your way from one end of the train to the other. But I still have to figure out the motivation for the character to be making the railroad in the first place. My Tari says, I'm doing well, thanks. Glad to hear. Just a sad raccoon. That's a really cool idea. I can't wait to see the result. I love the Wild West concept. And then, you know, what's funny is that originally I was trying to figure out the story, and I was giving myself a choice of two different things. I was thinking maybe like a Wild West type setting, or maybe like a USSR Russia setting. But I just went with the Wild West one. But if I want to, I can just have the second game change to that instead. What am I doing? Okay. Select all here. So for anybody new here, I'll just put up my little preview for my game on this side. Wait a minute. I'll shrink it down. Just a Sad Raccoon says, I love those ideas. They're complete opposite too. I bet there's a lot to explore in both. Yes, definitely. You would be having a lot of different concepts in each one. sure why that's invisible. Wait a minute. Keyframes again. I'm gonna create a more of a beige color for the floor. Da, da, da. Oops. It looks a lot different than what it does in the viewport. Let's see, I'll turn this up. Actually, I should probably have lighting on here. I don't have any lighting. So I'll move this. Oh, what's that? Maybe that's not the problem. Just a sad raccoon says, what is currently your favorite feature in the game? I guess probably the aiming system that I have, because in the game you can aim and run while you're moving. I think for 2D platformers, a lot of times for 2D platformers you'll be aiming straight ahead, I think. And then you have to walk in the direction that you're firing in. But there are very few games that have it so that you can run the opposite direction while you're shooting in a 2D platformer style game. And I'm going to try to make it so that it's has a really good sense of flow in the game. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I want it to feel like you're, soaring through the air, kind of like maybe Attack on Titan, if you've seen that anime, how they're like fighting and flying at the same time. trying to figure out why it's so dark. That's super awesome. I agree, it's pretty uncommon to see those kinds of additions. I bet it would help a lot for those playing. The aiming is always the most annoying inconvenience. Yep. I don't know why it's not implemented a whole lot, but I think there are some old games, like retro games, that have done that. But like every once in a while, especially actually back in that time, everybody was experimenting with different controls and how to move the character. But then people settle on one particular one. Like recently, one of the games, there's like, Dark Souls, they have a whole genre now of Souls-likes. And before, Dark Souls was like a niche game, and then now it's a whole genre. So all the players, all the people who play Souls-likes, like they have the similar mechanic of like you lock onto a person, you like slash and dodge. Oh, okay. That's looking a little better. Must have been the shadow color ramp. So this level is called the Ranch, and then it's going to be where the main character grew up. The person in charge of the ranch, it's like it's like a ranch, but it's actually an orphanage / school, and that's going to be important later for the story. Just as Sad Raccoon asks, I will ask a very serious question. As the owl in the brush, what is your favorite kind of owl? Well, actually, so I think right now, as far as like, I don't know many names of owls, but I guess is it the Great Northern Owl? I like the way it sounds. But the other one that comes to mind is a barn owl. But then I heard the sound of a barn owl. It's not very pleasant at all. So I have like a picture in my mind what my ideal owl is, but I'm not sure what name it would have. So there's going to be a section where there are chairs, but I also want a hallway going to the back so you can see more of the building as you're passing through. I love it. Makes sense, makes sense. You need to study your owls. I do, unfortunately. So much to learn. I think I already know a streamer who knows more about owls than I do. And pretty soon I want to make a subscription egg. So if somebody subscribes to me, I'll have like a little egg that plops down and pops open. And an owl comes out. Oops, I was rotating the cursor. That shouldn't be rotated. I've always... Oh, I love that idea. I've always loved owls, so your owl concepts are always exciting. Huh. I have like an animation. Let me see, what was it? Actually I didn't write it down on my chart here. For my right here. So this one was supposed to be like a little owl animation with feathers on my head, but for some reason the looping doesn't work well. So the feathers are supposed to just disappear, and then the face is supposed to go back to normal. But then the feathers, the animation goes back to the original, like starting frame. So it doesn't even look right. Hopefully I can fix that later. I wonder what the word for owl is in Korean. As a random thought. Let's see. Oh, my music stopped. Wait a minute. Oh, you beat me to it. Yeah, I was looking at the name, but I was like trying to figure out if that was the right one. So it's 올빼미. 올빼미. 저는 올빼미예요. 만나서 반갑습니다. Just a Sad Raccoon says, yes, I made it a priority to memorize as one of the first Korean animal vocab. Wow. Congratulations, you've reached level owl. I have some words I memorized like right away too, but wait a minute. Let's see. In Chinese and Japanese, I think owl is a Chinese is Mao Tou Ying, so that's I believe that means a cat-headed owl, or sorry, cat-headed eagle. I would just always forget the this is it Duel, I think, and add call it oppemi for some reason. Hopefully that didn't mean anything different. Just a sad raccoon says, "Wow, I never knew that. How fitting." It is, and it kind of, it's funny in different languages. I guess they show you how they perceive things. Even in English, we have words for animals that are just like descriptions of what they kind of look like. You know, I think in Japanese the owl is fukuro. So when I reach affiliate, I was thinking maybe I'll have a language prompt or language point redeem. Maybe like language word of the day or something like that. So I'll memorize a word if the prompt is redeemed. Yes, I believe so as well. Takeshi taught me. Nice. That's a really great idea. I try to study at least 40 minutes a day, but sometimes I do be slacking. Oh. I've been slacking on languages for months. And what's funny is like I could never really time myself how long I do this or that. I would always just like learn some words and then sentences and then like if I want to study, I study, and then to me it's like I just forget to time myself or just estimate how long I've been doing it. So for this one, I want to have it so you can go. Oops, wait a minute. Oop. I want there to be a place here where you see the door open. Yes, same. I was taking lessons since last year, but I haven't been able to afford as many recently, so my progress has dwindled. Self accountability is a pain. Yeah, it can be. Um, the thing about it, though, nowadays is because of the internet, there's so much information available to you, even at home. So if you do have self discipline, you can learn a lot. One thing I thought was interesting about Korean is that they have names for the letters like English, but I think in Japanese there are no names for letters. They just say the way it sounds. So like, can you spell that for me? Like fukuro, how do you spell that? It's fu ku do u. You're like, oh, thanks, okay. It looks kind of nice. I'll save that later in case I can use that shape for something, I guess. Yes, very true. So there is certainly hope. I do plan on continuing classes, though, because I enjoy learning the differences in everyday usage, since independent studying can often be misleading when it comes to languages. Yeah, I think you can also maybe be stuck overthinking things as well. That's funny for me. I know a lot of words in Chinese, and Japanese, but then I like second guess myself. Like, is that what that word means? And then I don't use it. Certainly, certainly. Indeed. Same here. I often refrain from trying to communicate in Korean for that reason, unless if I'm truly sure that it's correct. One thing good about that, though, is that when you do speak, then you sound like you really know what you're talking about, or like you know how to use the language. But then they'll say something back to you, and you're like, what? Then you'll make this face. Maybe I'll have to make these windows smaller because I think they're kind of huge. But maybe that's fine. I'll just have to make the chairs the right size. Exactly, haha. I'm a very shy person by nature, so actually practicing the language with other people has been my biggest challenge, unless with my teacher. I didn't realize of how much practice you have to have with yourself when struggling socially it takes to learn language. That's definitely something that I've been struggling with too. It's very difficult to practice a foreign language. I would go to some meetup groups, so that did help a little bit. But then, my personality, probably yours too, you have to kind of use up a lot of energy when you're talking to people, and then you have to recharge later. But I think it gets better when, like for me, when I know more things, just more topics to talk about, and then conversations flow much more easily. And now that I'm doing my own t-shirts and my own art, I just wear what I make, and then I can say like, oh yeah, I made this, and then suddenly the conversation starts. Yes, truly. I think that has been my biggest issue when learning rather than actually studying the language. But in a way, I appreciate it for that. So it helps me to be motivated in improving in that area. I get the social burnout for real. I think my personal hugest struggle is fear when initiating any conversation. But I've been slowly working on it. Yeah, I think it should get better as you get older. And that probably as you're really advanced in age, then you'll be like, I don't know why I was so nervous, or it doesn't seem like a big deal. Yeah, true. I'm hoping. Haha. Maybe I can have the chairs facing this direction, like towards the windows, and then have another classroom sideways. After I'm finished with all this modeling, I have to make sure that the background is a certain color and contrast, because otherwise the main character is going to get lost when you're moving through the game. Like, lost as in visually in the background. this background music, Sparkle Sparkle. Yeah, I really like it. But I bought like a package with multiple files, and I think I just put this one on my computer. I don't have the other ones. It's on my external memory drive. So I just have this one on loop. It's starting to look a little like a hotel or something. Let's see if I can make a chair in 10 minutes. Like a school chair here. Oh, that's cool. I guess these are foldable, huh? I thought this was just this one seat that's stationary and stuck that shape, but this one looks like it's folded. Hey, I love how it's coming along. The chair? Yeah, I think it needs to be a little smaller. A little smaller. I guess since this is 2D, like, and not very, it's pixelized, I don't really need to make this super 3D. Okay, let's see if I just change the material to metal. You can't see it very well. How do I turn these into individual panels? But that might not even be necessary. Oops. Okay, looks like it's about time to wrap up. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hope everybody has a great night tonight. If you're interested, I have my link for my Discord in the description below on Twitch. I also am working on a comic book as well, so if you're interested, you can check out my website. I also have an Instagram page as well. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I'll see you next time on Sunday. I'll be playing Noita again on Sunday as well. And stay tuned for future updates on my game Duel Trigger. Thank you everybody. Goodbye.